Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video we don't start speaking about our beloved Juventus. I will not even start speaking about something related to football, but I really wanted to say goodbye to Akira Toriyama. Who is he? For people that do not know, well, he's the creator of Dragon Ball that unfortunately passed away. If you're watching and looking really closely to the background, you will see that I've changed a bit the setup to put a bit more in front. Some items that I have in my collection next to Juve stuff, next to football stuff. I am also a big collector of that culture, that beautiful manga that I grew up with when I was a kid. Beautiful. Thank you for that fantastic legacy, Akira Toriyama. You will never be forgotten. I'm not the only one that has been influenced by it. Do you remember a few months ago that celebration between Dusan Vlahovic and Gatti doing the... Yeah, I missed it. The fusion. Well, today Juventus on their social media, they reposted that picture honoring the memory of Akira Toriyama that passed away. A second thing that Juventus did also today with Juventus women account was actually posting these beautiful tote bags, more women in football, held by Rabiot and Rosucci. Beautiful, because today is the day of International Women's Day, and you know how much I care. I care a lot about it. I believe that it's not only the 8th of March, one day a year, that we have to speak about women, that we have to speak about women in football, but every single day when something important is happening, we need to talk about it. I am super proud, extremely proud when I'm watching the stats of the channel that I see that are also women that are following the channel, that are commenting the channel. The first ones that comes in mind, Sasha, Barbara, Cecilia, they are the first one, our really good friend Marcella, and so on and so on. We have a lot of women also that are supporting Juve every single day, as much as I do, as much as you do. So let's put these fantastic, beautiful persons in picture today. Super important. It goes ça va sans dire in French that the only paper that really wanted to put the focus on women is Tuttosport. Gazzetta didn't speak about it, Corriere didn't speak about it. I have to say that in international media, only Spain really focused on thinking about women in sport, which we have to do more and more. Now, we start with the Mercato, and we have a lot of things to cover today, so maximum of like if you didn't, please continue to subscribe, because now parliamo di Juve. We speak about Juventus with Abola. You will tell me, Beppe, what are you doing? Are you opening a Portuguese paper to start speaking about Juventus? Yeah, because yesterday in the video, it was a long video, I briefly went to Diomande. And I said, wait a bit before going into detail because we will hear so many names. But today I want to go a bit more on the central defender of Sporting, because he finished on not one, not two, but the 3 Portuguese papers. Abola, below, they are saying that he is a target of Juventus. You can see it, not with his picture, but with a small text, Diomande na lista da Juventus. Diomande is in the list of Juventus. We already knew since yesterday, so something particular or big? Absolutely not. But the story starts to be bigger on Ojogo, that is writing Diomande encanta Juventus. Diomande is actually enchanting Juventus. Juventus is really observing him. They're starting to fall in love with a young central defender, 190. He's really tall, he's really big, and Juventus scouts are really observing them. They already did, and it's not over. Why? Because next week, when they will be in Bergamo for the return leg against Atalanta, there will again be scouts that will be there to monitor him closely, which is also great. Of course, they will try to look a bit for Koopmeiners, but also Diomande is a target of Juventus, and they will be present again. I told you, when they are present, first initial contacts, etc. When we see Giuntoli, things are starting to be really serious. Will he be there immediately? I am not sure if he will be there in first person for Atalanta Sporting. But Diomande is the name that we have to write there, everything, because we need to follow up. Even if I have to admit that the 3rd Portuguese paper is making me a bit more cold. Why? Because you can see Chelsea avanza por Diomande. Chelsea is advancing for Diomande, so it's not only Juventus and Giuntoli that watched and understood that he was a really great potential, but also apparently Arsenal and Chelsea. And when I read here, ingleses admiten llegar a os 60 million euro, I see that translated it from Portuguese, it means the English team is admitting that they would even reach the 60 million euro requesting price. 60 million euro is absolutely out of proportion. Yesterday I was reading in Gazzetta dello Sport, the price was 40 million, where Juventus was already thinking, we insert Caio Jorge, we reduce a bit that asking price. If we go towards Arsenal, Chelsea, that are all ready to give 60 million euro, I think that we can forget him. Like we can probably also forget another player, that is Koopmeiners, that is finishing on the first page of Tuttosport. Juve, sign Koopmeiners, take Koopmeiners, and then they continue inside with go Juve, let's go Juve. Koopmeiners is really complete, he's a complete player, sign him, take him. It's easy to say sign him, taking. Who is saying it? It's actually the ex-vice coach of Antonio Conte, Carrera, that is there, that is speaking about the game Juventus-Atalanta, because he played in both teams, and he's saying he is a complete player. Yeah, we all know that he's a fantastic complete player. Now, for 60 million euro, it's tough. They are saying that in Italy that Atalanta would ask between 40 and 50 million euro. Some are saying 60 million euro. Is it the Premier League tax or no? I have no idea. I don't want to dream too much about Koopmeiners. I don't want to fall in love too much on Koopmeiners, because then I will be extremely sad. One thing is sure, if we want really to go with cash on the table and we want to anticipate the fight with Premier League clubs, we need to qualify as soon as possible to Champions League. And if we can do it, and Atalanta not doing it, they will need some cash, because you know it, that not participating to the Champions League is also big for them, because also them, they start to be used to be always in Europe, and Champions League will bring them a lot of money. So, you know, if they don't qualify, if we qualify as soon as possible, and we go, we say, look, we have 40, 45, we can even insert a player, yes or no, immediately, because the 1st of July, when the Mercato is officially open, we want to sign, there could be a possibility, if the price is increased, if Juventus is late in qualifying for the Champions League and being sure of the budget that they have in their hand, forget about it. Then we'll have to be happy with two other players, with Felipe Anderson, not in the same role, but a free transfer, and also with, for example, a Kelly instead of a Diomande. Kelly and Felipe Anderson. Why? Because they are free agents in the summer, and that will be the new target instead of the other ones. Going to Juventus-Atalanta of this weekend, I told you, my fear is different as the one of Napoli. If Napoli already explained it, they came from a boost, change of coach, and by the way, we'll speak about De Rossi at the end of the video. They came from a 6-1 victory, from a rebirth of Osimhen, from Kvaratskhelia, etc. Juventus that was not yet out, even if they won at the 95th against Fiorentina. I had a lot of fears. This time I have fears because on top of already having an incomplete team, we have more and more missing players. Alcaraz, we spoke about it. Rabiot will not be there. Dusan Vlahovic for a yellow card. Excuse me, but what kind of yellow card did he receive? Will also miss the game. We have big problems there. With McKennie that will try to be there. And there, I have no idea if it's a good idea or no, if he can start the game. Because I don't know. I am not in the body of McKennie. I don't know how he's feeling or not. One thing is sure, if he plays, he will not be at 100%. So do we want to play with a not at 100% player, or do we prefer to change? What are the latest news of La Continassa? That different ways were tested in the training session. One is the 3-5-2 with a Cambiaso as a mezzala. Yesterday evening during the live, we said it, Cambiaso could potentially play there with Miretti and Locatelli, with Wea on the right side, or even a 3-4-2-1, because that's a big question. Where is Yildiz? A lot of people are asking. Well, Chiesa is back, or at least he showed it against Napoli, that playing with freedom, scoring that goal, he needs to continue be a striker. Next probably to Milik, because Vlahovic will not be there. Well, that idea of a 3-4-2-1 with Yildiz, Chiesa and Milik could be a possibility. I am not sure. I'm not convinced yet. Why? Because we have one only change, and it is Moiskin that is back since a few months. So also there, if you go like this, can be tricky for rotational players, but that can also be a possibility. What is the best formation? Let me know in the comments. Now we go to yesterday. Do you remember that I made that long video, and thank you, a lot of people appreciate it, speaking also about the problems with Gravina, the obsession Juve. Do you remember from the anti-Juve world? We spoke about so many things yesterday, explaining in detail. Well, what is coming up today in Tuttosport, but also on social media, especially in the Italian side. I'm not sure if you are already aware of it or not, but there is a mayor, il sindaco, the mayor of Alassio, that yesterday on his Facebook, private Facebook, not the one of the mayor, but the one of his private Facebook, he called Juventus Rubentus. Rubare means stealing. Rubentus cancro, even worse. Rubentus cancer. This is how he described Juventus. Where Identità Bianconera, who are they? It's a group of Juventini made of lawyers that decided a few months ago, or beginning of the season or end of last season, to create a pool of lawyers of Juventini that are actually defending these kind of cases where Juventus is attacked on pages or from important journalists or persons or whatever. When they see these kind of things, well, they send first a warning like take it away or excuse yourself or pay attention. It's a warning, otherwise we will build a case against you for diffamazione. I don't know how you say in English, defamation or whatever, speaking bad, putting dirt in a not correct way to an institution that is Juventus. So he received that letter, and what did he say? He said, it's strange that I receive these kind of things from a group of supporters, lawyers. Looks like they have nothing else to say and to do in their life. Strange that the mayor is saying these guys that are defending Juve have nothing to do in their life, while he is actually in his private time, as he's a mayor of a city, of a town, is saying Juventus or Rubentus is cancer. We live in a really crazy world. Anyway, yesterday we made a live and I was asking myself about the Gravina case. I would love that someone is explaining me a bit how we became vice president of UEFA. Looks like Seferini was watching yesterday, because this morning the answers arrived about what do you think about Gravina being in the eye of the justice in Italy investigation and so on and so on. He said, I really believe in him. He will explain everything. I will tell even more. He has all my respect, all my support. He's a fantastic manager of calcio. He's a really great person that I trust 100%. But on top of that, he said, we also need to pay attention, because these kinds of accusations are really worrying. We need always to take into consideration the fact that people are not guilty until it's proven that they are guilty. This is something that I'm fighting for every single day. But last year, when Juventus was for months and months and months on the papers, like we did, I don't know what kind of war crimes, and we need to go in 4th division. Juventus were needed to be erased from planet Earth. I don't remember a Seferin saying, wait, take it easy. First, we need to wait for the judgment. No, I remember the threads via Gazzetta dello Sport. If Juventus is not going away from that Super League, if Juventus, then we punish them. We ban them out of the European competition. At the end, we were banned out that European competition. Anyway, we continue with other topics like Gazzetta dello Sport that is speaking about Milan, that yesterday won 4-2, but whistled because they were playing with one more man for more than 1 hour. They conceded 2 goals. What about Milan? Milan is living a bit the situation that Juventus is living. Informing myself a bit with some Milanisti pissed off with the coach. They want to change. They didn't accept. They are not happy. Pulisic, Leao, what is happening? So they are living a difficult situation. Will they really be the contender for that second spot with Juve? It depends. At the moment, 2 teams are doing not great. Milan and Juve. While the other ones behind, they are doing much better. Like Roma, that yesterday beat 4-0 Brighton in Corriere dello Sport. Maestro De Rossi already in Gazzetta dello Sport. Now, and that's the last topic, and then we close. About De Rossi, I spoke about it yesterday during the live. If you want to go, it's a long live where we spoke about everything and nothing. De Rossi is a player that I regret so much that it didn't come to Juve. I love the man, I love the person, I love the values. I have so much respect for De Rossi, and I will always regret that he never wore the black and white colors, even if this is also a trait that I respected to him, his loyalty. As a coach, I wish him the best, the very best. Of course, the best means always under Juve, not above Juve. But under Juve, I wish him the best, to Daniele De Rossi. Is it surprising what he's doing with Roma? Honestly, yes. Honestly, yes. He's doing really great, fantastic things. He lost just one game against Inter, and at the end of the first half, he was even leading against Inter. All the other games, he won. Twice, 1-1 against Feyenoord. At the end, he won at the penalties. But he's doing a fantastic job. Some patterns of play, some mentality boost. Does that mean now that every single change of coach mid-season is 100% a guarantee of success? No. Because otherwise, every single club in the world, from the moment that you lose 2 games, you change coach, you have that extra boost, that extra new idea, the different way of playing, and then you do well. Look at Marseille. Marseille, that also is doing quite well with Jean-Louis Gasset. They needed to wait 4 coaches before having the same magic as Roma is having. Because first the first coach, September, left. Then the other one. Then they tried with Gattuso. It's now the 4th coach, Jean-Louis Gasset. And now, only now, it's working well. I'm always asking myself, what about the part of the players there? How is it possible that with 3 coaches, they are not able to do something great, and with the 4th one, they do? How is it possible that with Mourinho, it was a total different team, that today with De Rossi? Well, there is so much. That is that psychology, of course, depending on the moment. Roma, when they decided to sack Mourinho, first of all, last year of contract now. So at the end of the season, it could just go for free. They will not have to pay him more for the next successive season. 1, they decided to stop with Mourinho, and at that moment, they were 9th. He comes, De Rossi, and who better than De Rossi in that particular moment where things couldn't go worse than they were already. 9th out of everything, out of Europe. Disaster for the team of Mourinho. He comes knowing perfectly the environment, brings new ideas, is able to, because he understands Roma, the locker room, more than everybody. He played, for example, with the Paredes when he was younger. He knows perfectly the environment, and he's doing extremely well. On top of that, 1 win, 2 win, 3 wins, 4 wins. The positivity is there, and it's fantastic. And I'm super happy for De Rossi, and you can't deny that he's doing an extremely beautiful job. So kudos to him, credits to him. Now, do I want to start jumping on the Maestro De Rossi train or wagon or no? Like I don't want to jump on the Italiano train, on the Tudor train, on the De Zerbi train, on whatever train. Especially not after 10 games only. I'm a person, I describe myself a bit as balanced, and I need to wait a bit, because before me giving a final judgment, because the first judgment is fantastic for De Rossi. Fantastic, bravo, congratulations. The final judgment, and there is never a final judgment, because what is final today, tomorrow can change, but a more 360-degree judgment, I wait a bit. From the start of the season, how he managed a preseason, how he is able to win a marathon and not a sprint, because sprinting is one thing, like the teams of De Zerbi, for example, really strong in sprinting, like Frosinone, that was sprinting crazy. They were all criticizing Juve, the way of training, and now they are totally out of energy. They are battling for relegation, why they were at a certain moment battling to enter the European competition. You see, Di Francesco, we know, Zeman, we know, these kind of coaches. So wait a bit before, or at least I wait a bit before jumping on De Rossi train, wishing him the best, but I need a bit more. What will happen when they will lose 2 games in a row? I need answer, and maybe we'll do fantastically well, and then I will be the first one to stand up and say, hey, I never had you as a player in my team. I hope to have you as a coach one day in my team. But today, it's a bit early, according to me. That was it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. We spoke about a lot of diverse topics. Again, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. And then our beautiful, beautiful, fantastic community of women. Maximum of love. Ciao, grazie, forza. Juve.